Hello and welcome to Newsroom series where we bring you news from the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. Thank you for joining us. I'm Olumide Macaulay. Our focus today is the Southwest region, but before we get into that, we'll begin with the North Central. The bill to amend the Electoral Act 2022 to make voting mandatory for all eligible Nigerians has been withdrawn. Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, says the withdrawal of the bill, which he co-sponsored with Honorable Daniel Agbo, follows extensive consultation with a broad spectrum of stakeholders. He also says, contrary to popular opinion, the bill was introduced in the first place with the best of intentions, which is to bolster civic engagement and strengthen democracy by encouraging higher voter turnout. Clarifying further, he explains that compulsory voting has long been practiced with notable success in countries such as Australia, Belgium, and Brazil, where it has helped sustain participation rates above 90%. However, the Speaker acknowledged that lawmaking is ultimately about the people it serves and that any reform must respect individual freedoms and public sentiment rather than compel participation. He's committed to going with the will of the people. Resident doctors at the Delta State University Teaching Hospital, Ogara, have commenced a 5-day warning strike, calling on the state government to urgently address a number of critical issues within the next 4 weeks. They warn that failure to meet their demand will result in full-scale, indefinite strike. Amongst their major grievances is the absence of vital medical equipment and drug supplies, a critical shortage of medical personnel, lack of accreditation for some training programs, unpaid entitlements, and poor residential facilities for the staff.
This industrial action was instituted because of the situation we find in the hospital that has made it very difficult to take care of patients and to have the best results and outcomes that we believe this hospital is capable of delivering to citizens of Delta State. And this is a situation where illness can happen to anybody. It can happen to one of us. We don't have anywhere to run to if this hospital is broken down. If we take ill, it is this hospital who would come for treatment. Even though we are doctors and nurses and other staff working here, our children receive health care here. And it has been very, very heartbreaking to see that this hospital is unable to fulfill what it could in the past, and it seems right now that it is in a downward trajectory.
The medical director of the Federal Medical Center, Abeokuta, Professor Adewale Musa Olomu, has asked government to do at all levels to do more to attract the right investment and policy framework in the nation's health sector towards reducing brain drain and other challenges facing the sector in recent times. He was speaking in Abeokuta, the state capital, while giving a scorecard on the last 8 years of his stewardship at the helm of affairs at the center, where he also announced the incorporation of robotic and laser technology into the center's healthcare delivery system.
Robotic will take the specimen, put it in the machine, and it's running like that, recording the one that is breathing, robot, do. And the result is out in the next 5 minutes. About 1,000 specimens. And you know, there's another robot that will now take it to another machine. And from the very far hospitals, you can imagine, let us say, from Kwara to Osun, to Edo, they are getting their results real time. It was the handwork of robots. So we have also employed it in surgery. We can use it. Now laser is like rays with some heat. Like if you have ulcer and you are bleeding, we can direct the laser to coagulate. That is to allow clots to form in that vessel so that it will stop bleeding.
In politics, ahead of the 2026 governorship election in Ekiti State, the leaders of Ekiti West Constituency 2, comprising both communities, have unanimously endorsed Governor Abiodun Oyebanji for a second term in office. His endorsement was taken at the meeting in Edo on Saturday and made known in a communique released on Sunday. The leaders explained that the administration of Governor Oyebanji and his 2.5 years has positively impacted on the lives of the people across the 16 local government areas of the state. They call on party members to be united and work towards the progress of the party.
This is important because when women need to deliver and have some challenges, you need the capacity at a comprehensive level to be able to address those challenges. We've seen where we've done well, we've seen where the gaps are, and as a state, it is now our responsibility to take this on and make sure that we're able to improve. We're also very mindful that this assessment was done last year, and between last year and now, you may very well recall that His Excellency has refurbished a good number of facilities and only just commissioned the one in Iye, the one in Ifaki, the one in Jeshaishu, and one other one. So we have 3 or 4 more that are still on the works that should be completed, and we're positively optimistic that those ones will meet the targets that have been set. I mean, as with many other states, a chunk of those gaps are around the human resource for health, nurses, doctors, competent hands. Thankfully, we're grateful to His Excellency and who has approved that we move forward with employment or recruitment of health workers. As a state, we're looking to employ 100 doctors in the first instance and over 300 nurses for our secondary care facilities. The advertisement is currently on, and I'm aware that in the next week, the interview processes for the nurses and midwives will commence. So we're positive that we can address those gaps.
That was the Ekiti State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Oyebanji Filani, where the government has reiterated its commitment to the needs of new mothers and babies by identifying the gaps and bridges in its comprehensive emergency obstetrics and newborn services for children. The Lagos State government has supported 26 business owners in the agriculture sector with over 100 million naira in 2024. This was announced by the State Commissioner for Agriculture and Food Systems, Abisola Olusonya, at the Agri Innovation Hangout 6.0. She says the state government cannot single-handedly achieve food sustainability without the collaboration of others. She also urges the youth to join the Agri Innovation Club and benefit from government initiatives that will boost food production and security in Lagos State.
Young entrepreneurs in the agriculture sector meeting Bagada, Lagos for the Agri Innovation Hangout 6.0, an offshoot of the Lagos Agri Innovation Club founded by the Lagos State Ministry of Agriculture and Food Systems in November 2023 to support youths in the agriculture space.
There was an ecosystem of young people in the food space that were not getting the kind of support needed to catalyze their businesses to the next level and ensure that they feel that they are seen and heard. And that's why we felt it was important to have this distinct group come together, hear their thoughts, share ideas, and expand from there.
The Agri Innovation Club is a transformative platform uniting agribusiness professionals, policymakers, young agripreneurs and innovators who share a passion for modernizing food systems and addressing the critical challenges facing the agriculture sector today.
Innovation, and trends, they will come and go. The current innovations, the current trends, if you don't make the best out of them, they'll also become obsolete tomorrow. And that tomorrow is just tomorrow, just very close to us. Today, people are actually buying from online. Thanks to COVID, a majority of us were still enjoying that luxury. So I think on e-commerce or online, grocery, whatever, we need to do much more. Because if we move together, if you actually move together, we will reach more people, save costs, and grow faster.
When platforms raise money, a lot of VCs try to put money on technology. They put money on sale, on sponsoring Big Brother. They put money on salaries for tech. And I tell them, you need to put money at the back end. Because that is what has not been solved. That's where the problem is, moving food where you come from. You have to see yourself in e-commerce.
The Consul General, Head of Trade Embassy of the Kingdom of Denmark, and other speakers encouraged the youths to redefine the agri-industry.
The agri-innovation part is a key element to change the future of Nigeria. It's a job creation space, and it's also a critical path to find the right solutions. The big companies will not do it in the same way, but you would integrate the innovators and the agri-innovators into that space. Otherwise, you can't do it. Look how the COVID vaccine was developed.
Younger generations are looking at their parents who are farming, and they see them toil. They see them with hoe and machete. They see them with very little output. And they said, look, I don't want anything like what my father or my mom has. And the parents are pushing their kids away. Don't come here, go to school, go and be a doctor, go and be an engineer, a lawyer. Okay, but the honest truth is that there is something that you could do for agriculture as well. And if we could, put a few things in place, it can become a money spinner, not just for food security, but can raise, everywhere in the world I've been to, agribusiness is big business.
The State Commissioner for Agriculture and Food Systems says the Agri-Innovation Club offers better opportunities for the youths and must be supported across board.
We are growing stronger and stronger. Membership is increasing, but more importantly, it's seeing the cohesion that is happening across the ecosystem and seeing businesses come together, help one another grow, and we are seeing the dividends of that. Many members are thriving. They are going into sections of the food space that otherwise they would not have been able to on their own. They are benefiting from the utilization of services of one another, and at the end of the day, everyone is happier, businesses are growing, and more young people are employed, and the food sovereignty, the food security, the food sustainability that we want to see, we will surely get there.
The Kingdom of Denmark is willing to collaborate with the state government to boost agribusiness in Lagos.
And we would love to do more partnerships with that. We already do it. And one example here, who's also here at the meeting today, is Milk Barn, where we have a partnership also to develop curriculums. So there are a lot of things to talk about, but the thing is about the youth, the agriculture, it's fancy to work with agriculture in Denmark.
The state government welcomes all professionals into the food and logistics space with the sole aim of achieving food security for Lagos and the country at large.
Coming up on Newsroom series, the Lagos State Building Control Agency detects 8,663 infractions in the last 1 year. Please stay with us. Welcome back. 8,663 infractions were detected by the Lagos State Building Control Agency in the last 1 year. This was announced by the State Special Advisor on Electronic Geographic Information System and Urban Development, Mr. Olajide Babatunde, of the 2025 Ministerial Press Briefing in Ikeja. He says over 3,000 enforcement activities were carried out by the LASBCA's enforcement team in the year under review. According to him, the state government is introducing 30% rebate on approval fees for individuals and private bodies who will incorporate Building Green initiative into their project.
And enforcement, effectiveness and efficiency. LAPCA is acquiring up to 60 operational trucks and other equipment. 8,663 number of infractions were detected by the agency as part of the building ownership and developers in the state. Total number of authorizations that will be granted during this year under review, 1,136 authorizations have been issued this year, right? So if yours is not amongst this 1,136, please, you need to go back to LAPCA and check. We are currently staging, when we do state certification, we are staging 2,232 properties as of today. That's a lot. 2,232 properties are being staged. We have issued, including for LBIC property that was recently commissioned by Mr. Governor in Olaleye, we have issued 215 certificate of completion and fitness for habitation. Every single time that you commence a construction, we are going to issue you a letter of authorization. We are going to follow state certification together with our staff as we are doing it now, and from the 1st of June with the CAP agents, which is the certified accreditors, to stage the building until when you finish. When it is done and everybody signs, we'll give you what you call a certificate of completion and fitness for habitation. The implication of this is that even if you have completed your building and you do not have a certificate of fitness for habitation, go back to LAPCA, go to the district offices and say, my building, it has been there for 30, 40 years, but I need a certificate of fitness. A certificate of fitness is issued every 5 years. LAPCA will give it to you every 5 years. They will send our agents out, to go and check the fitness of your building and give you a certificate. Once we give you a certificate, if for any reason something happens, then that means that LAPCA and the government is liable because we gave you a certificate. But if we have not given you a certificate and your building collapses or anything happens to your building, then you'll be punished by the law.
The Ondo State Police Command has addressed reports circulating on social media about a rumored letter from bandits threatening to attack a church in Owo, describing the claims as unverified. Following the reports, the command has taken measures to enhance security across the state, particularly in places of worship. According to the command spokesperson, DSP Olushola Ayolade, the Commissioner of Police has ordered the deployment of operational assets to churches and mosques, intensifying surveillance and patrol activities to prevent any potential attack. The command urges the public to stop spreading unverified information and assures residents of Ondo State of adequate security, encouraging them to go about their lawful business without fear or panic. The former senior special assistant to former President Muhammadu Buhari on National Assembly matters says no governor has justification for underperformance. The former presidential aide, who is one of the governorship aspirants in Osun APC, says any state government that fails to perform optimally with the current huge federal allocation deserves to be voted out. He was speaking at the 6th edition of the Yoruba Patriotic Movement Summit in Osogbo.
Are already autonomous. It will soon be implemented. So because a tier of government cannot perform, if federal government performs, if the two other tiers do not perform well, then we are just wasting our time. So there must be synergy between the federal, the state, and the local government.
When there's peace within the society, in the village, in the hamlet, everywhere, definitely the farmers will be able to go to the farm, do the farming, bring product to the farm, a bit to the market, then there will be plenty of food, there won't be hunger.
We want the people of Yoruba land, especially, to let us back our leader. Tinubu, we must rally around the president to succeed.
The aggressive tax reform continues across the country. The Oyo State Governor, Mr. Seyi Makinde, has appealed to the federal government and all stakeholders to adopt humane strategies and due consideration for the formal sectors before dragging them into the tax net. Governor Makinde made the plea at the opening ceremony of the Joint Tax Board meeting in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. He also called for an increase in production, knowledge, and skill to galvanize Nigerians towards transforming the nation's natural resources and potentials into economic prosperity. Declaring open the crucial meeting, Governor Makinde explained that the informal sector is the backbone of the local economy and should be engaged technologically for meaningful impact with due consideration for this growth. Meanwhile, the Federal Inland Revenue Service says the meeting to deliberate and fashion out ways of relieving the burdens of the poor instead of compounding the same with taxes should come to the fore. Finally, the Lagos State government and the Nigerian Navy, under the Western Naval Command, has commenced the collaborative initiative to clean up the Apapa axis of the state. speaking after the environmental cleanup exercise, which extended to the Mobile Road and the Marine Beach. The State Special Advisor on Environment, Mr. Kunle Rotimi Akodu, says the exercise is part of a long-term effort to ensure the environment is clean and healthy for residents. The Nigerian Navy also is ready to sustain the initiative and restore sanity to Apapa and its environs.
Officers of the Nigerian Navy under the Western Naval Command are on the streets of the Marine Bridge area of the Apapa axis of Lagos to clean up the environment, just as promised by the commander of the Nigerian Navy ship Beecroft. The cleanup exercise is a collaborative initiative between the Lagos State Ministry of Environment and Water Resources, led by the Special Advisor on Environment, Mr. Kunle Rotimi Akodu, and officials of the Kick Against Indiscipline, and Loma workers are on ground for the Apapa sanitation. The flag officer commanding Western Naval Command, Rear Admiral Michael Oamen, says the exercise is in line with a civil-military engagement, part of which to ensure security of lives, safe environment, among others.
Today, the officers and men of the Western Naval Command have all come out to partner with, the relevant environmental agencies in Lagos to ensure that Apapa is clean, because Apapa has been the home of the naval base. And we're happy that we've started, and the intention is to sustain, this kind of corporate social responsibility, if you like, so that we want a nice, beautiful, and secured, Apapa.
With the look of things, a part of the Apapa axis is obviously encamped, but the local government authority, who is also part of the cleanup, is willing to sustain the exercise.
The Nigerian Navy have taken up, they have gone ahead of us to start off this, and it's something we intend to keep up. Under this Marine Beach Bridge, we intend to convert this place to a central bus station, which we're already in talks with the federal government, Federal Ministry of Works, and also Lamata. But I think the federal government, the new Lekki-Calabar Express Road has taken over, priority has taken over a lot of other things. But they're coming back to address it, and we hope that it will be very soon.
Street boys and mechanics occupying the Marine Bridge are also engaged. The state government is not pleased with the unhygienic environment and threatens to vacate articulated vehicle operators parking under the bridge.
This is like a channel or a route to the port. You have so many trucks, articulated vehicles, and the motor boys, the truck boys, we discovered that they're all sleeping in their vehicles. And when they sleep in their vehicles, the tendency is for them to, mess the place up, defecate, pee, and all of those. We've gone around, we've seen it, and we've seen a lot of rags. This is from the motor boys usually, and associated businesses around them, traders, sellers of, daily needs for them. So we've met with them and we've spoken to them. A lot of corrections we have agreed to. We've given them deadlines on things to do and things not to do. We will be back here to inspect and to check for compliance.
The Lagos State government says the cleanup exercise will be extended to other areas across the state to achieve a clean and safe environment for all citizens.
That's it on Newsroom series today. Thank you for watching. I'm Olumide Macaulay.